decided to like, okay, let me step back and take a few months and just kind of see where I'm at. And I actually had a friend who just encouraged me to do that. And he said, this is the only time in your life where you might have to just take some time off and like really think about what you want and where you're going in life. And it's true. I think just seeing if I had jumped right out of residency and taken a few weeks off and then jumped into a new job and working full time, I could see how, 10, 15 years, 20 years could have gone by before I poked my head back up to see what was going on. And I think that happens so often. I think that's what had happened for my whole life, because I've always been very much a achievement oriented person and had always been really focused on school and sports and doing gymnastics growing up. And then it was college and CrossFit. And then it was going straight to medical school and to residency, and always sort of like, what's the next step? What's the next thing in front of you, and trying to reach for that. And I do feel I have always been very sort of purpose driven, and that's what connected me. And I credit CrossFit for that, for really helping me to see, wow, this is how you really create health, and thinking more and questioning more about the way that I wanted to practice medicine. But I still was so ingrained my whole life to just like achieving and doing the next thing set in front of me. And so for the first time, I just said, okay, I don't have a plan. I had plans before about opening the practice, but I said, okay, I'm just going to step back. I don't know when I'm going to open. I'm just going to take this one day at a time and kind of see where life takes me. And when I'm ready, then I'll move forward. And that was very uncomfortable for me, because I like to have a plan. I like to have everything laid out and know where I'm going, what the next step is. And so I just really tried to just lean into that discomfort and just like let myself be, which was very foreign to me. And I spent a lot of time reading, just reflecting, meditating, spending time in nature, really reconnecting with some family and friends. So one of the things that I realized during this time of extreme focus of trying to be the best in the world at CrossFit and go through medical school and residency was I became so focused on those goals that I neglected some of the relationships in my life that were really important. And I had really, I'd always felt like trying to reach a goal or competing was a very selfish sort of thing, because you really have to be dialed in on your sleep and your nutrition and training. And I always sort of use that as an excuse. But in the process, I definitely isolated myself from friends and family, or like wasn't there for people when they really needed me in the ways that I felt like I wanted to. In a lot of ways, I sort of just numbed myself to a lot of things and kind of really was not able to connect with my heart and who I really was. And so this time was just such a gift for me to be able to kind of like get back in touch with who I was and the people and who I really, what I really cared about.
Could you have ever imagined that it was going to be this deep for you when you took the break? Or was it like a big epiphany once you took the break?
No, I never could have imagined. I had no idea. But I was really just taking it one day at a time and just kind of seeing where things led me. And in the process of doing that, I also I had spent a few weeks in Lexington, Kentucky, and I got to know a practice here called Wild Health. I had met the CEO a year or two ago and had talked to him on the phone briefly, because he was doing some similar things to what I thought I wanted to do, and it was really nice. But I got to spend more time with him and with other people here in Lexington, and really felt like our values were really aligned. They were doing, really exactly what I wanted to do, but had this amazing group of people working together, and had already done so much work, sort of moving themselves in the right direction. And so that was really helpful for me too. And I ended up just starting to work with them part-time through the fall. So I still was working a little bit, but I still had the time that I needed to do a lot of this sort of personal growth. And so that was great. And then basically over the course of time, I spent a lot of time in prayer. I think my faith really deepened so much. So
You personally, what do you want to see change in CrossFit as we move forward?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I think I think probably the most important thing is that we really rally around and galvanize our community, because that's what makes CrossFit so special. And so I want to see that continue to be nurtured. And especially for affiliates, I'm not an affiliate owner, so I can't really speak from that perspective, but from the ones that I know and from just my experience in affiliates, I think the affiliate is where the magic happens. And that's what makes CrossFit so special, is those interactions, being able to be in a class, to push yourself in a workout next to somebody and be vulnerable and cheer each other on and go through hard things together. That's really what makes CrossFit so special. And I just want to see that supported. So for affiliate owners who've been struggling, I know through COVID, I think CrossFit, they've done a great job of supporting affiliates through COVID and trying to do what they can to minimize any damage there. Although I know it's been extremely hard for all the affiliates, but as we kind of get through that period, really seeing CrossFit support the affiliates in whatever ways they want, not changing the model, not saying you have to do things a certain way, but providing options and support for the affiliates in the ways that they want and in the ways that they feel is going to be best for their individual communities. And just keeping our global community connected, so that we're not all these independent affiliates, but that we are still a global CrossFit community, and they're supporting each other.
I love that, because the community is what brought me into CrossFit. I didn't know anything about the games or anything like that when I first started CrossFit. I just knew about the people that I was surrounded with, and I just wanted to be around them more. And I think that is the perfect answer.
And that's where it all starts. I mean, of course, there's other things that I want to see. I still want to see, I think the games are amazing and an amazing display of fitness, and I want to see that continue to be supported and grow. And I loved the Open this year. I thought that the format, I really like the 3 weeks and the different stages. So I'd love to see that continue to grow in just ways. I like the format because I think it does do a good job of integrating the whole community. It's not just about the games athletes and then everybody else. We can all be part of this, and I think that's really important and what makes CrossFit really special. And then health wise too, CrossFit Health was something that just got started the past couple of years, and I'd love to see that continue to grow and to be able to really look at CrossFit. I love Eric's new mission, the world's leading platform for health, happiness, and performance. And I love that health is in there. And I would love to see CrossFit be synonymous with this description of health, and not just fitness or not just nutrition, but an all-encompassing image of what health is. And that's community, that's obviously the workouts that we do, what we put in our bodies, it's sleep, it's stress management, it's all of those things together. It's finding meaning and purpose and really being able to embody that as a CrossFit community.
Well, I think with COVID, it's become apparent that the healthier you are, the better you are equipped to handle the virus if you come in contact with it. And Absolutely. So I think we're in a perfect position to promote that. We are.
This is such a huge opportunity, I think, for us as such a big community at market, and for us to really shift that. It's kind of a fresh start for CrossFit. I think for so long we have this image of being very intimidating and very intense, and it's going to take a lot of work to shift that image and that perspective. But I think that this is a big opportunity to do that, because we kind of do have a fresh start in a lot of ways, and to figure out how we can be, CrossFit is for anyone can do it, and how we can help people to see that. And that's what the foot that we put forward, instead of only about, people who are super fit and who are already in really good shape.